Streaming live on WHITradio.org in High Tech High School in North Bergen, New Jersey. It's Wake Up High Tech. I'm your announcer, Crazy Carlos, and now your host, Sam, the man.
Welcome to Wake Up High Tech. I'm Sam the man, Mode the Magnet, Crazy Carlos, Amazing Aaron behind the glass.
So cool
Today, we have some interesting stories for you. And we're going to start off with Ukraine's nuclear meltdown.
Now, surprisingly, it sounds really serious, but you wouldn't think it if you read articles online. They're really just brushing it over. The Prime Minister was actually saying that it's nothing to worry about. There was no radiation leak.
So is it nothing to worry about? Are these websites doing the right thing by brushing it over and focusing on other important topics?
Personally, I
or
wouldn't.
do you think it is something that really needs the attention of the media?
I think it needs a lot more attention, personally.
Anything with
Because
the word nuclear
I'm worried right now. And plus, in the area it's in Ukraine, with all this stuff going on.
The rebels fighting, all
Ukraine,
stuff.
you only say that because Ukraine had Chernobyl. That's like,
All right, what have I told you?
just because it happened
I don't
once,
know how to
that's
pronounce
like
it.
saying I'm scared of all nuclear plants in the United States because of 3 Mile Island.
All right, Zaporizhia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's the largest nuclear power plant in all of Europe. In all of Europe.
Yeah.
That's not the one that had the leak.
Is that the one that's not the one that had the leak?
No. But it's
Well, why don't you tell us about the one that had the leak, not the largest
the one that had the
in
leak
Europe.
again. There was no radiation leak. There was a temporary disruption of power in the area that it supplied, obviously.
I know you were discussing with me earlier about how you are against nuclear, but you have to kind of understand where these countries are coming from.
It's cheap.
It's
reliable
cheap,
energy.
but you look at the countries like Ukraine, Slovakia, all those countries right there, they are very big on nuclear power because they don't have a lot of oil reserves.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of money for oil. They can't really do solar power or wind power because I don't think they get too much of either. They're not like a coastal area. So they have to rely on nuclear power, which is something that they can do without very many resources and to
At the end of
energize
the day,
their
spending
country.
some money is better than losing land and having things that you'll never be able
But
to
it's a
have.
risk you have to take if
Exactly.
you're a country like that.
If your country has no options, and this is the most
Well,
reliable
We've
option.
seen some accidents that have happened in the past due to nuclear
Yeah,
power
Chernobyl's
plants.
one of them.
I wouldn't want to risk any of them again.
You say that, but there have been. That's like saying we never want to trust oil again because of the oil spills.
Exactly.
That's not as bad as.
It is though.
That's not as bad.
Well,
don't get me wrong.
It is
Don't get me
absolutely as
wrong.
bad. The Gulf is still not the same from when it happened.
Or Alaska,
at least-
when Exxon, that stuff, that stuff takes
at
years
least
to fix.
Chernobyl, there's wildlife growing there, and you kind of get if you go back there today, you can still visit as it hasn't hurt.
But for how long is it going to be like that?
For what?
For
It's
the next
basic-
until 2,000 years probably.
It's
Yeah,
not
but still.
even. Not even.
Still, it's not like it had an impact on humans. Absolutely, it definitely had an impact on humans. The Chernobyl, but if you go there now, you can see that wildlife is
It's-
You can't
blossoming.
go to that area because once a nuclear power plant is done with, you can't go there anymore.
No,
As a human being, but wildlife is blossoming. When you have an oil spill, not only can humans not go there, but wildlife doesn't really have
and-
the
And,
ability
and
to
to
uh,
further this, you know what? You're kind of right because the statement says there were no health threats and there was no increase in radiation levels.
in Chernobyl, the whole ecosystem there, it's changed because of the nuclear thing.
Yeah.
Some mutations have happened for survival, some for the worse. But animals have adapted. We don't have that ability to adapt in radiation like animals do. So that's why it's uninhabitable
It's
for us.
uninhabitable. It's not a good deal for humans, but for animals, it is better.
It's not a good deal for humans or animals either. The horse carriage ban in New York City.
No, I really don't understand why. I don't understand.
Honestly, I feel it should stay mainly because one, it's one of the drawing points to the city. A lot of cities don't do that anymore, which I think it's a cool thing. I've been on the horse carriages before. I think it's awesome, and it gives people who may not have the best set of skills for a job to get a job. And the way that New York City is doing this now is their proposed plan is to give these drivers a 30-day warning or something like that, and they give them a voucher to go get their green taxi license, which is I think $3,000. It's expensive to get it done. But the thing is that I could see why people who have the carriages would be upset. You don't want to replace a horse-drawn carriage with a car, and the proponents for this bill are saying that the horse-drawn carriages, they're an old practice, it's inhumane.
It's not inhumane.
Think about 100 years ago. Would you say the same thing? No.
No.
It's
And
a
plus,
it's
plus
way
it's way better for
transportation.
the environment. Some people just prefer it better.
The thing is with horses,
Bree, can you keep it down, please?
It's like I mean, it's just like you can't just give them a taxi card and say, go out and be a taxi person, because it's just not the same thing.
It's honestly not the same thing.
We have a call. Hello, you are on Wake Up High Tech.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, bad reception. Anyways.
All right. So yeah, I mean, you can't just give them a taxi, and especially now more than ever. When
we shouldn't be using gas. Again, this is a way for us to,
And it's a tourism thing. It's a big part of tourism. People come to the city. They want to experience something different.
What would you honestly want to do? We're in a place where, we're always in cars, or you can take a taxi anytime you want. We take buses to school. Do you want to really take taxis around?
But another point is that the taxi driver right now is being screwed because is being squeezed. I mean, not screwed because of. I mean, I'm sure you guys have heard of the app Uber.
Yeah. Oh,
we got the phone call again. Hello,
Hello?
sir. You are on Wake Up High Tech, WHITradio.org.
Hello. Try pressing again. Hello.
Hello.
Bad reception.
Hello.
Try pressing the bottom. I don't know.
Hello.
I'm running out of time anyway. Just forget it.
Hello.
But again, what about the app you were talking about, Uber?
Uber. I mean, it's really like it's causing a problem for taxi drivers because, if you're an Uber driver, you don't need a license, and it's hard to regulate. You don't know who's being an Uber driver, who's not. You can't really tell. So it's kind of hard, and it's kind of really squeezing out the taxi driver.
Yeah.
And
this is the station manager. By the way, this goes to anybody that calls 201-854-8224. If we don't hear you on the first thing, we're going to hang up on you. So don't interrupt the show for no reason. Thank you.
Yeah, we're very busy.
Yeah.
We don't need to be interrupted. All right. So this goes on. Our last issue of the day is not a new issue, not a very breaking news issue, but it is the fact that Chris Christie is not going to ban these pig cages, these inhumane pig cages, even though a lot of New Jersey people want it down. I think it was like 90% people in
What's
New
inhumane
Jersey.
about it?
What?
What's inhumane about the
pig
cages?
can't move.
Oh.
They can't move. I mean, it's for pregnant. It's for pregnant pigs. So it's like, and it's these pigs, that get, they're forcibly impregnated all the time in order to have, more babies, more pigs, and it's just an inhumane cage. And a lot of people in New Jersey want it gone. The reason it isn't gone is because everybody knows by now he doesn't even need to announce it. He's going to run for president in 2016. If he wins.
He's not going to win. He's not going to win.
Okay. So, continuing about the story, I mean, the reason he's not doing it is because, there's a whole ton of pig farmers in Iowa, which, of course, is the first caucus for the Republican and the Democratic primaries, which is, the biggest caucus. If you don't win that, generally, or if you don't do well in that, you generally drop out. That's the point where you see a lot of candidates dropping out. And I just think that it goes to show that the way that our country is being, more and more, our country is being run by politicians, not leaders. And I think we need to get back to the leader who doesn't really want to please everybody. He wants to stand for his own moral rights.
I don't think we're
and
going to see
that's not really
that.
evident
I don't
in this
think we're
day and
going to see
age.
that anymore.
I mean, it's sad. I mean, even today, like all of today's leaders, you wonder why Congress has such a low approval rating, and it's because you don't have leaders there. Nobody
people
there
with their own self-interest.
Yeah, nobody there wants to step up. I mean, and it's partly our fault because we keep electing these guys in. We keep listening to their smooth talk, or we keep not paying attention to what they're doing, and we keep electing those same people in. I mean, it's just like, how
it's
can
not
you
all
be?
the voters' fault.
It
either.
is all the voters'
Come
fault.
on,
No,
politicians
no,
are the
it is
best
all
liars.
the-
Politicians
Sam
are
on
the
this.
best
It's all the
liars.
vote. When
Just
you have
look-
somebody in Congress for 20 plus years doing nothing, that's the voters' fault.
All right. In my opinion, there's two types of voters: the old-fashioned voters who go with the same people they've known for years, or the voters who don't do the research and just go to the ballot box and like, all right, this guy looks nice, and don't do the research. That's honestly what it seems like.
We need to be more aware as a population and more, we need to take better advantage of this opportunity that we get to vote. We get to vote for
We get
our
to pick
leaders.
who we want.
We get to pick who we want to lead us. We shouldn't pick all these bad people and all these non-leaders.
Everybody knows
Really, is that
Car
so?
insurance? Really?
Um,
I wish that Congress had a 15% approval rating, but they don't.
Geico
They
does.
Yeah, it's pretty disgraceful at this
I
point.
mean,
It's
it's
not an
just
ad for Geico
you know
at all.
you know what actually has a higher approval rating than Congress, and this is true. Hair lice
What?
has a
Hair li-
higher
hair
approval
lice.
rating
How does
than
that
Congress.
happen?
It's just it's just that bad. They don't pass anything. They don't pass
Well, again, they're
anything
just
useful.
going. But again, it's
And we
it's
allow
mainly
that.
Republican though.
But we allow that because guess who won both houses? Guess who won both sections of Congress this year? Republicans.
And
So
again,
we're-
I mean, they're not gonna agree with anything Obama says. It's
They're
just the way
not
it
only
is.
they're not going to agree, they're going to try
veto
and-
it. They're gonna veto it.
But I mean, it's also partly Democrats' fault in the fact that we want to distance ourselves from Obama. I mean, start saying the good things that he's done. He's gotten the unemployment rate down. He's passed Obamacare.
He
which
also
has
took
helped
down
a
the
lot
world's
of
most
people.
wanted man.
He took down Osama bin Laden. I mean, these are great things that he's done, and the fact that the
We just
Democrats are
overlook them.
distancing
We overlook
themselves from it, I mean, it's just disgraceful and not how a party really succeeds. This has been Wake Up High Tech. I hope that we woke you up from your slumber and get you out to vote. I'm Sam the Man, Mohammed the Man,
Yep.
and
Peace.
Crazy Carlos.